honestly, I'm angry with this. I'm angry with this. Because we really do need to talk about two prominent members of the EDP watch. This includes DeMarcus and Slep. Now, DeMarcus, aka Jahidian, I probably butchered that pronunciation, so from now on we're just gonna call him DeMarcus. Decided to be a charlatan and lie. And Alphabet has got the receipts. Like, we're already 1 minute in this video. So, yeah. I'm gonna be showing Apaben's video on what EDP watch have been doing, which will be how not to be a predator catcher. Then I'm going to essentially show you guys a video from the small gacha on the guy in charge of Team Sonic Gaming. Because I feel like not everyone who's a child pred uses anime as a means of just having something to enjoy. Like, we'll get onto it during the next part of this video, which will be part 2. I'll be putting this into two very different sections, two very different segments. But just know that this video is essentially just gonna be a PSA on some very, very serious shit. Now again, parents, if you are watching this, I do not recommend digital ID. However, I strongly suggest that you supervise your kids on the internet. So, with that being said, let's just get this shit over with. I'm just gonna be reacting to both of these videos separately. And honestly, I feel like it should be pointed out that both links to Apaben's and the Small Gots' video, respectively, will be in the description of this. I bit my thing. Will be in the description of this video. Sorry about that. I think I almost bit my tongue there. Anyway. With that out of the way, let's just get into the first video, which will be segment 1. DeMarcus.
There's a Predator Hunter channel called EDP Watch, led by DeMarcus, who said that the lowly community are against him. Why is that? DeMarcus has his editor define lowly as characters who that look like a kid, but are hundreds or thousands years old. And his editor showed a screenshot of Frieren, which is already wrong. If you look at Frieren and think she's a kid, the weirdo is you. We've dealt with someone who had the same opinion, and he's also a clown. The rest of the characters are the same thing. These are fictional characters that look nothing like an actual human being, let alone children.
Predator is somebody that exploits or tries to do harm to kids. You are exploiting children by drawing children doing horrible things.
Okay, that was just a major L. But considering how long this video in segment 1's gonna be, again, I would highly recommend you guys go check out both Appaben's and the Small Gouts' respective videos by clicking the link in the description for said videos respectively, because whoo boy, even with my commentary and fair warning to parents who are probably not supervising their kids, last warning, you might want to zip up the pouch for this one, because there will be swears. This is gonna be a very long video.
Yes, most anime and manga creators are predators because they too draw children doing horrible things like murder, right? You are entertained with children murdering each other, right? Predators prey on real children, not fictional characters. You cannot exploit children by drawing fictional characters that just so happen to be around the same age or look like them. That is nonsensical. Also, this Predator Hunter decides to paywall the chat logs that the decoys have with the predators.
So, I have it behind a paywall for only $4.45 a month.
Why the hell would you want to do that?
I know Appaben's probably already gonna mention this, but Chris Henson also has a streaming service for his documentaries and stuff for when they deal with predators. And none of the actual chat logs are behind a paywall. But the fact that DeMarcus is selling actual chat logs between child preds and decoys, essentially to the highest bidder, or just to people who have enough money for it, is kind of terrifying, regardless of reason. Because I'm just gonna say, we know that there are people using kids for actual season material. And they're selling literal videos of that said season material. Hell, they even get all kinds of money from places like OnlyFans and browsers for that shit. So the way I see it, DeMarcus is pretty much fucking no different than those same people who force kids into doing sexual activities just so they can make money off of OnlyFans and browsers.
YouTube doesn't allow that type of content on the platform.
But they do allow.
I know I'm interrupting Gababend again, but all I'm gonna say on this part is just wait until we get to segment 2, motherfucker. Because the small gods is gonna prove you fucking wrong.
Linking that type of content in the description, right? If yes, then why do you put it on a paywall? Why would anyone want to pay for chat logs between predators and their fake prey? Why are you selling them in the first place?
Chris Hansen's videos, he literally does the readings of what these guys are talking about.
Chris Hansen showed the chat logs. You are selling them. That is gross and vile. DeMarcus did try to catch predators by talking to them. He did work with the police, so having him pivot to bashing Loli instead of dealing with real predators is just disgraceful. The Predator Hunter EDP watch by DeMarcus or Gideon has this video showing a guy who is apparently the biggest anime freak. This is his proof that lolicons are child predators too. Well, I went out to check the video and wow, that was a big freaking lie. The sting of the video has DeMarcus asking him about anime characters. Here's the thing. DeMarcus is the one that brought it up. The guy being exposed isn't the one who brought up anime. In fact, they spend a significant chunk of the video talking about actual illegal content involving children that will eventually lead to the guy being arrested. They were talking about anything but anime. It's DeMarcus who suddenly brought anime out of nowhere. And they're only talking about them briefly out of this 25-minute video. I don't know why anime just came out of his mind when they already talked about real CSAM.
I have an idea. Because, you know what? I think DeMarcus is actually a closeted far lefty loony who hates any sort of fiction that he doesn't agree with and doesn't want kids to have imaginations. And also, bro literally got pwned by the pedo he's trying to catch. I just wanted to point that out here. There's actually a clip of DeMarcus's video in this one. We'll get on to it. It's fucking hilarious.
If he is an anime freak, you would think that most of the video will be about anime, but I guess not. I want to highlight this part right here that I absolutely find hilarious.
What if they're 1,000 years old but they look young? What are those called? There's a name for it, I forget.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. Japan has weird names for things, so it's kind of hard to keep track of everything that they come out with.
This
Correct.
Predator doesn't even know what lolis are. He doesn't even know the Japanese terms. He can't keep track of them, even though they are so easy to do to anyone who likes anime or any Japanese media. You would think that an anime freak would know their Japanese terms, but I guess not. DeMarcus cited his own video talking about the biggest anime freak predator to prove that loli is pedophilia. And the predator doesn't even know the Japanese terms. The dude doesn't even know what you're talking about. It's almost like real predators in the real world, like him, are after real children, not anime characters. This guy is not an anime freak. Calling him an anime freak is straight up wrong. And to use this video as proof that lolicon will lead to pedophilia is even more wrong. There's a segment on the Predator Hunter EDP watch video where DeMarcus searched for the term lolicon and was immediately hit with, "Warning, CSAM is illegal."
my brother and values of protecting actual kids. What the flying fuck were you thinking making that goddamn motherfucking rookie mistake? You know what, I'm gonna let Apipen continue this one, because I have never been so pissed about anything since at one time I accidentally called Johnny Somali the N-word. Not the N-word meaning, as in, if you translate it to Korean, it means you, as in pointing fingers at you. I'm not actually pointing fingers at you, but I'm just explaining here. But the actual hard racial slur N-word. I even had to apologize in another Twitch stream. Because yes, this was around the time when I was starting to do Twitch streams and I didn't know how to clip or even save Twitch streams via using Prism Live. I swear to God, dude. Now, this is also going to be a hint to what might happen in segment 2. So, fair warning. But, yeah, at least all I can say is right now, unlike the guy who runs Team Sonic Gaming, when I say something that was uncalled for, at least I had the common sense to take accountability and just apologize for it. I still feel bad to this day for actually saying the hard slur N-word on a Twitch stream. But, whoo boy! But that bro just did that, and you don't need to use Gemini for Apipen did do that. Everyone who understands people who enjoy lolly or shoulder characters, they don't just type in the word that actual pedos use as a way to hide the fact that they're searching for literal CSAM, mind you, literal COD points, aka CP, if you know, you know. For Rule 34 images of their favorite lolly or soda characters. No, they just type in the name of their favorite lolly or soda characters. Yeah, so not only are you harassing the people you claim are pedos, but you're going down this very slippery slope of becoming a pedo. Congratulations, DeMarcus! Good job on planting a dumbass tree! You're the fucking seed! I don't even get it, man. Why is he doing this? I will never understand far lefty leanings of any kind. But or just regardless of their political leanings, people who can't understand fiction is separate from reality. Like Bro has been drinking the Kool-Aid a bit too much, methinks. Anyway.
Marcus searched for the term lolicon and was immediately hit with, "Warning, CSAM is illegal." Slep also does the same thing on Google and was also hit with the warning.
Oh, we're also bringing up the guy who harassed TB Reviews and, decided to say that GB has a problem with the fact of he was dumped by an absolute bitch of an ex-fiance. Which, to be fair, good for him. He's better off without that bitch taking his best friend of 10 years for a ride, being dishonest to him, because bro was nothing but loyal to that fucking cow. I think that says more about that motherfucker that took his best and just the best friend himself. Well, quote unquote best friend if he's cheating on TV like that. Sorry, I'm sorry, but Slep was goddamn in the wrong here because he's defending the guy who literally did the rookie mistake as him. The same one, by the way. The same one. Like, I'm not even gonna repeat myself. Apapen is going to point out what Gemini has told him, and I'm sure it's the exact same thing that I've said. 100%. But this crap about TV wrongfully getting dumped by a lying, cheating bitch he thought was gonna be steadfast and loyal as a fiance. That's a fucking low blow, dude. No. I was honestly right there beside him. And just look back on some of my videos on this channel. I was supportive of Slap. I was supportive of this guy and him to just deal with Roblox not doing anything about its child pred problem. But no, he's going after Chibi Reviews like this, acting like a whiny little shit. Just because he's defending a guy who can't tell fiction from reality? No. Hell no. You're the one who took that slippery slope, man, dude. And honestly, Slap, if you're watching this video, I really think you should reflect on your own goddamn actions before you decide to pick on someone else again.
Wow, that means Google agrees that lolicon is pedophilia, right? Actually, no. Google is not saying lolicon is illegal. Google is saying, do not use this keyword or you'll be led to actual illegal content in this website. Don't take my word for it. Take it from Google's own AI, Gemini. I don't usually ask AI for a direct source, but in this context, if there is one entity that knows about Google's search policies, mechanisms, and algorithms better than anyone else in this world, it's Google's Google's own AI, Gemini. And what did they say? This search term is a high-traffic gateway used by criminals to hide illegal content. So, we are placing a warning here to remind everyone of the law and provide help resources. In other words, this keyword might screw up Google's algorithm and lead you to actual CSAM. This is genuinely one of the few times when I will say that lowly will lead to actual CSAM. It's when you stupidly and foolishly search for the term on Google or any mainstream search engines. This does not mean lowly is CSAM, evidently proven by many US laws, argued even by Google's own Gemini AI. They are not. It means some genuine predators who distribute CSAM hijack that term to distribute CSAM. Those people are deplorable and should be arrested. And Google would rather show the warning to 1,000 innocent people than miss one actual predator looking for victims.
Like I said, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna try and remain calm about this, but as you're going to find out in segment 2 of this video, we'll be showing some actual real-life predator behavior. And we are gonna just, I say we, but it's mostly just me just reacting to the Small Godson. Also, shout out to the Small Godson for being an actual decent pedo hunter. Like, she is calling her groomer out. Just gonna point that out.
Or CSAM. It's less guilty until proven innocent and more warning regardless of guilty or innocent. Also, actual lolicons do not search for the word lolicon on Google. That is incredibly dumb. What they do is they think of an anime character and they look for the 18 plus content featuring those characters. It's almost like lolicons focus on fictional characters, not real people. If anything, you predator hunters doing this might lead you way closer to actual CSAM than any lolicon ever will. After being bashed and mocked by not just lolicons but anime fans and weebs in general, the predator hunter group EDP Watch offered to invite loli fans for a
I'm sorry, I gotta read all this. I see my statement about the lolly community has outraged a lot of people, so I'm extending an invitation to someone who is a fan of lolly to come and have a discussion with me on my stream. See, I cannot read today. I don't know if this is because of how angry I am or if it's just the Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red talking, but goddamn, I almost to clear up any misconceptions they claim I made. $250. No, 25.3k views, over 97 likes. Bro, you're getting fucking ratioed. Most relevant replies, okay. Why? You can literally just have a conversation here over DMs. Streams end up always becoming a roast war in which fallacies and argumentation always just flare up. Thank you. Anyway.
debate. Dude, you are wasting your time. You have the capacity to save real children, but you are wasting your time going against people who enjoy fictional characters. You predator hunters are wasting your time on fictional characters that could have been given to real children. Are you gonna call the police on them? Are you gonna arrest them? Are you going vigilante on them? Are you going to harass or report them? Or are you just gonna call them a weirdo and that's it?
What is the charge?
These predator hunters don't have any concrete actions moving forward dealing with loli or shota fans, aside from shaming them online on stream. All these people do is just performative moral outrage. If you really want to debate, I am down, but I can assure you that it'll be a waste of my time. It'll be a waste of your time. It'll be a waste of everyone's time. Unless it's on a stream and the super chats are on in everyone's end. Oh wow, I guess I found the ultimate end goal. It's performative moral outrage for profits. That's
Wrecked again. Upper bend 1. No, upper bend 3. DeMarcus 0. Yeah, I'm keeping score. Sue me.
what it is. If EDP Watch sells the Predator chat logs and audio messages on a paywall, it's really not a stretch to assume that the debates are for profits too. I guess they're running out of predators to catch, so they just expand the definition to include lolicons too. The Predator Hunter DeMarcus from EDP Watch really should not have put this video up front. It's a live stream that he...
Sorry. Let me just... This is a video from... Okay. The lolly community has gone too far, huh? The number has went down, my guy. I don't agree with the number of likes, but yeah. But you're so no, you are a predator because you used a real 15-year-old to be EDP then started dating her at 16. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What? Why? Why are you doing that? What? What? Sorry. I'm gonna... What? No! What? Ew! I have no words. I have no words, Jet. Oh my... Holy fuck. If anyone who knows about the relationship between DeMarcus and the... person he dated, can you provide any info in the comment section? Because I feel like that is just proving my point with the whole searching up lolicon on mainstream browsers. Because I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. That's fucking disgusting. That's fucking disgusting. And you wonder why even Roblox, which is the most pedo-ridden platform, and not a site or platform that I would actually request parents to let their kids play on. In fact, I would outright refuse it at this point with everything that they're doing. If they even have the common sense to point out that people like DeMarcus and Slep are doing this very fucking shit that they are sending other people to jail for, then I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and make an Angela Anaconda reference here, but I think it's safe to say that their parents should have never expanded the genie pool. That shit is foul. I'm sorry. That is my personal opinion on DeMarcus right now. I genuinely believe that this guy should have never been born. Because if he's actually raw dogging and dating a 16-year-old, a minor, that says a lot more about him than the anime freaks like myself and many other innocent people who are otakus than it does us. Oh my fucking god.
Clipped, but it is a horrible one.
Instead of this back and forth on Twitter, let's be men about it, because majority of them are men. I'm like, yo, let's be men about this. And
yeah, you might think majority of them are men. Understandable. But Pandora's box here right now. Anime is mainstream now, for most cases. And yeah, there are some scenes that me and Safi draws find very questionable within the Digimon Frontier, but that does not mean that you can just go around bashing people who enjoy watching anime as pedos when, again, you're the one fucking a 16-year-old. DeMarcus. And if you're watching this, I hope you realize this shit. No, better yet, I hope that everyone else on Twitter you harassed just ignore you when you plead for them to stop giving you insults at this point. I'm done. I'm freaking done with this. Once we're done with section 1 of this video, I am not talking about this motherfucker ever again. You have my word. Unless it's absolutely necessary, you have my word.
let's talk on stream.
Appeal to masculinity. Nice try. The reason why you don't do a back and forth on Twitter is because you don't profit from them as much as a live stream. So, if it's gotta be a live stream and you're inviting me, my end is gonna be monetized too.
I made a video where I caught a dude into lolly, right?
Except you didn't catch a dude who is into loli. You catch a predator who is into real children. And you're the one who brought up anime out of...
Bro is a pedophile who's just as much as audience captured as Hassan Piker, calling it fucking right now.
nowhere. He doesn't even know the term.
What if they're 1,000 years old but they look young? What are those called? There's a name for it. I forget.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
The dude is into real children, not anime. You're the one who brought up anime out of nowhere. That sicko doesn't even know the term for it. He is far from what I would describe as an anime freak.
And if he's even lying about it, he's only gonna use those terms and just characters from the anime themselves for his own personal gain at this point. Like, anime isn't a hobby for pedos. It's just a means to an end. Again, we'll get there in section 2 of this very video, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. That was fucking disgusting to know that DeMarcus actually dated a 16-year-old. Like, the people he was trying to defend. Or maybe he was saving those kids for himself. I'm just, no. Ugh. This guy is making me visibly sick.
The fact that you still cite that video, despite it disproving your point, is incredible.
Lolly is literally CP.
No, it's not. They involve fictional characters. They are not real.
I'm getting ratioed by people trying to defend CP, man.
Except they are not defending CP, they are defending Loli, as in fictional characters. They are not children. They shouldn't be treated the same.
You're confusing fiction and reality, brother.
Predator hunters cannot accept that fictional characters are not real, and there's nothing wrong with being attracted to them.
So because they're not real children, nobody's being sexualized.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Fictional characters are not children. They are not real.
How long do you think it's gonna be where someone can just draw the image before they want to start seeing the real thing?
Never.
Excuse me, what? What? I'm sorry. Are those the words that came? I swear to God, this rabbit hole is only going to get deeper and much worse with this guy. Unless I'm wrong, but considering how long this video is, probably not.
That will never happen. The real thing, real children, are fundamentally and radically different to the fictional characters that these people are jerking off to that you are getting outraged at. This is like arguing, if you kill people in games, when are you gonna start doing that in real life? This is a slippery slope fallacy, and you have not provided evidence that this someone has slipped the slope. The one that you did have, or claim to have, the guy doesn't even know the Japanese terms, but he's an anime freak, right?
Then how long do you think it'll be after they start seeing the real thing till they want to do the real thing?
Never. The ones who want to see and want to do the real thing are actual criminals. They are not to be compared to people who are into fictional characters.
So by your logic, people making AI...
Let me stop you right there. You think that I agree with AI-generated children? I don't. I do not give a damn if AI-generated children are not real. They are still illegal. AI's data is trained on actual, real children, and they are capable of making content that are virtually indistinguishable to real ones, which is definitely illegal according to the law. And no one in their right mind should ever support that. I have never supported that, and I've called out the many misuses of AI for not just towards children, but also towards adults who got sexualized by AI without their consent. It's one of the few times in my videos where I'm a moral guardian because AI undressing is wrong. Real people are affected by it. It's almost like I and many others in this community care for real people being hurt instead of fictional characters being hurt. I am in awe of the garbage that these predator hunters say to people that just like fictional characters.
Let me come over to your house, unannounced, and let me just look through your hard drive.
What?
Excuse me? I'm sorry, hang on. Did I really just hear the threat of, let me come over to your house and check your hard drives from the same motherfucker who last we checked, was called out in the replies of one of his ex-posts for having sex with a literal 16-year-old who was a year prior used as a fucking decoy. If anyone should have their hard drives checked, it should be that fucking cunt by the proper authorities. That wanker has no fucking goddamn right to say what he has just said. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, dude. I'm sorry, I should have moved away from a mic there, but what the fuck?
Wow, that is an actual threat. You just threatened this guy. All he said was that you're virtue signaling against Loli, and that you have skeletons in your closet. I'm not gonna accuse you of having...
Wait, what?
You just threatened this guy. All he said was that you're virtue signaling...
Wait, let me read this. This is virtue signaling. I'm 100% certain this guy has skeletons in his closet. Okay. Wait, hang on. This is from a guy named Gunga. Okay. I really hate this clip because it honestly shows more of Jahidian's bias than it does legitimize his weird point about lolicons. Also, it's just straight up weird and inappropriate to start talking about your gripes about weird anime fan service to the cops while they're here to cuff a guy who was trying to meet a minor. It's not literally, but that could be used verbatim. It's really stupid for him to bring this up, because if he had this conversation with another predator and they went, gross, that shit is weird, you know he wouldn't be bringing that shit up later, because it doesn't support his point. I don't think you should say the lessons. I mean, good for him for catching threats, though. I don't hate the guy, but this clip irked me. Again, this dude threatened your life. And yet, this is the same guy you say, good for him for catching actual PEDOS, though. The dude's a battle himself! What the fuck?
Against Loli, and that you have skeletons in your closet. I'm not gonna accuse you of having skeletons. He said that because there is a trend of people who are against Loli or anime in general having actual skeletons in their closet.
Oof.
That even Slap, who is anti-Lolicon, seems to be heading to
Wait, hang on. Ace, the narrator, nuked his account after it was revealed not only that he was grooming and sexually harassing minors, but he was a VA that worked for Oh my fucking god! The guy who made a career of going after pedos slept new and chose to go after Chibi instead. Last he was active by the way. Oh my god, this fucking rabbit hole gets so much fucking worse. What?
A direction. I don't know the full details, but it is more concerning than fictional characters. You can literally just reply, I don't, you weirdo, but you have to go the extra mile. You just confess to the world that you want to show up to his house unannounced to look at his hard drives. That is unreasonable search and seizure, trespassing, violations of privacy, and not to mention incitement to harass, threat, intimidation. There are so many legal grounds that can be covered out of what you just said that are enough to either file a restraining order or have the police come to your house. Yes, the police has legal grounds to come to your house because you threatened to invade people's homes. But
And also, the police should check this motherfucker's hard drives. Again, just gonna point that out. I'd rather the police check the hard drives and arrest the guy that threatened the innocent man who called him out for attacking people for enjoying enemies' fan service than the guy who called him out for not liking anime fan service themselves. I'm just gonna be putting that out there.
do not have legal grounds for anime characters in sexual situations being saved in hard drives. It's almost like the police cares for real people rather than fictional ones. Oh, another thing. Before you say, I'm just joking, I'm not actually gonna come to your house, you cannot say that you're joking if the person who received that joke genuinely feels threatened by you. You are still legally liable for that. Maybe stop being an internet vigilante and start learning how the law works before you start threatening people over drawings.
Me and Alex have a bunch of leads now, chat. We quite literally have unlimited leads.
No, no you don't. You do not have unlimited leads. You have no legal basis going against people that like fiction. Considering how you blatantly threaten people to show up to their homes unannounced, which is a crime, it is you who's going to be in a legal trouble.
Yeah, he's gonna be in a hell of a lot of legal trouble. Especially, I don't know, having sex with a 16-year-old? Yeah, I'm still gonna be pointing that out. Just pointing it out there.
Of all the things that Predator Hunter EDP Watch DeMarcus did, this one will continue to be incredibly gross.
I'm gonna grant them this, chat. Okay, I'm weird. I'm weird for selling the chat logs of what these monsters are saying to our decoy, and these chat logs that got these monsters set up.
You're not weird. You are vile for doing that. What is wrong with you?
Oh, I don't know, the fact that he's obviously doing it to get as many 16-year-olds in his harem as possible. Yeah, he wants a harem of minors. I'm calling it the fuck right now.
Me and Chris Hansen, we're both weird because we show the chat logs, right?
No.
Again, I'm probably interrupting Gappa Ben here, but Chris Hansen wasn't the one having sex with a goddamn motherfucking 16-year-old.
Tencent doesn't sell the chat logs, you do. I love how you corrected yourself once you realized that you literally said sell the first time,
Selling the chat logs.
but then you said show, just to make it less gross.
We show the chat logs, right?
You sell chat logs of predators preying on decoy children. That is gross and vile. What is wrong with you?
If I'm weird for showing the chat logs of what these
Stop. You're not showing them. You're selling them. Did you slip the first time you said that? Oh, wait, you did.
selling the chat logs. What does that make you for drawing literal children?
They are not children. Fictional characters are not children. They are not real. Children are real. Predators are real. And you are selling the chat logs of these predators preying on the decoy children. You are literally making money off of their predatory behaviors. That is gross. That is vile. You are scum. You got it absolutely correct the first time. You do sell those chat logs, but I guess you realize how bad that makes you look, so you immediately pivot to saying, show the chat logs. That is a clear display of dishonesty, and the fact that you engage on this openly is abhorrent. People do not sell chat logs of actual predators preying on children. We like fictional characters that are not real, no matter how screwed up they are. You quite literally monetize real predators' chat logs. You are beyond weird. You are gross and sick. This is such an incredibly baffling thing to say for these predator hunters who are anti-loli.
You see how he brought out his best character he has? His most PG character that he brought out?
Freerin. You consider Freerin the most PG.
You know what? If all lolly looks like this, I wouldn't have a problem at all.
Wow. So you are totally okay with the loli. You just gave Freerin a pass. She is acceptable loli. Freerin isn't even a loli, but considering that a couple months ago we had this dude crashing out and literally saying this.
Freerin looks like a teenager. Y'all try to use the excuse that, oh, she's thousands of years old. No, she still looks like a teenager.
Congratulations, DeMarcus. You are a lolicon. You just gave Freerin your stamp of approval. And now you'll be accused by dudes like this of being a predator freak who needs to be locked up.
Well, to be fair, that's not surprising because, again, pointed out that he dated a 16-year-old, by the way.
I've never used an anti-loli words against another anti-loli, but wow, this is quite a special occasion. Also, since you have your own editor, I guess you didn't watch the videos that you post online, because your own editor quite literally showed Freerin as an example of a loli. You say that you are okay with Freerin, and Freerin is a loli by your own definition, stated on your own published video. You are a lolicon, so you should be in jail too. These predator hunters really should consider a career change, and they definitely should hire lawyers.
If I could, without getting flagged, I would show you guys the stuff that these weirdos be drawing. But I would be put on the list and I could get arrested.
Really?
You should be arrested for dating an actual 16-year-old IRL! That's what you're gonna get arrested for, motherfucker! I can't with this. I can't with this weirdo. I can't with this creep. Like, he is going around harassing otakus and people who just enjoy lolly and sword characters in general. And how is this guy not behind bars for doing a 16-year-old? I swear to fucking God. To anyone watching this video who lives in the area that DeMarcus is, I would not blame you for swearing. I wouldn't agree to it, but I feel like it needs to be said. If you're dating an actual minor IRL, you cannot just say the most deplorable shit about other people and their hobbies and use them as scapegoats, because that wouldn't work even if you didn't do a minor right in their genitalia, regardless of what gender they are, ethnicity, race, religion. It doesn't matter. If you are fucking an actual child, that says more about you than a person looking at fan service in fictional content of any kind.
Then why haven't we heard any lolicon or shotacon who has been arrested for it? Considering that there are so many of them that hound you online for this absolutely dumb opinion, surely at least one of them would have been arrested for it. But no, they haven't been arrested because loli or shota are not actually illegal, and you won't get arrested for drawings of fictional characters that are not real. Also, by
And not only that, those who want to ban fan service, like creeps like you, DeMarcus, you're the real pedos. And I am saying this right now if you're watching. Actions speak louder than words. So I suggest that you actually reflect on your behavior before you say anything. And hell, I'm gonna give you the chance right now, buddy. Just call the cops and turn yourself in. Do us all a favor and just turn yourself in to the cops. Because what you've done is fucking deplorable.